Welcome to Math with Mrs. Mullins. This video reviews lessons 14.1 and 14.2 about how to find square roots and cube roots. Please feel free to pause and rewind the video to review content that is covered. At the end of the video, you will need to write down 2 ideas that you learned and 1 question that you still have. We will first start with square roots. Here we have an example of square roots. When you multiply a number by itself, you are squaring the number. To undo this, you're going to take the square root of the number. Think of squaring as finding the area of a square. Side times side is equal to side squared. Some examples may ask you to find the 2 square roots of a number. Here it asks us to find the 2 square roots of 49. We know that 7 times 7 gives us positive 49, and also negative 7 times negative 7 still gives us positive 49. So the 2 square roots of 49 are 7 and negative 7. Anytime it asks you to find the 2 square roots of a number, you will always use the positive square root and the negative square root. Sometimes square roots can come in the form of fractions. You're still going to solve this the same way. Take this example for instance. We have the square root of 9/16. All you need to do is break them up and then put them back together as a fraction. The square root of 9 is 3. The square root of 16 is 4. So that means the square root of 9/16 is 3/4. Over here we have the same example except there's just a negative in front of the square root sign. You're still going to do the same thing, finding the square roots of each number, but at the end you're going to keep the negative the same. Again, here as well, we have the positive and negative symbol for the square root of 9/16, still finding the square root of 9 and 16, but again, still keeping this symbol right here in the front, both the positive and negative sign. Here's an example of cube roots. When you multiply a number by itself 3 times, you are cubing the number. To undo this, you will find the cube root of that number. Think of cubing as finding the volume of a cube. Side times side times side is equal to side cubed. The examples you will see for cube roots will look like this. It looks very similar to what you see in the square root symbol, except there's a 3 in this corner. This means we're trying to figure out what number is being multiplied by itself 3 times to get the number 8. Since 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 8, we know that the cube root of 8 is equal to 2. Sometimes you'll see negatives with cube roots and fractions. In this case, we're trying to find the cube root of negative 27. We can find this answer because a negative times a negative times a negative is equal to a negative number still. In this case, we know that negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 is equal to negative 27. So that means the cube root of negative 27 is still equal to negative 3. In this case, when you've got a negative inside the cube root, that is always going to give you a negative answer. Over here we just have a fraction. You're still finding the cube root of the top number and the bottom number separately and then putting it together at the end. The cube root of 8 is 2. The cube root of 125 is 5. So the cube root of 8 1/25 is equal to 2/5. Now it's time to write. This concludes our super slide video on square roots and cube roots. Please make sure to write down 2 things that you have learned and 1 question you still have about square roots. Feel free to rewind or pause the video to review concepts that were covered. Bye!